Good morning, Max. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Julien. It's beautiful down here, having a good day, or morning so far. It's not that deep into the day. But I see you're kind of with a pink background there. What's weighing on you? How are things? Do you have a story?
I have no idea where I'm going with that story. So I'll try to be factual, and you'll tell me what you think about it. It's a bad story. Came back from holiday a few weeks ago now, months maybe. And then my TV was broken, which was kind of weird because I unplugged everything. You know, whenever I leave more than a week, I make sure I remove all the plugs and everything. But I heard there was tons of storms around, and I thought maybe that's, just thunder burning the TV. And yes, I unplugged it, but the cable, not the power plug, but the cable going to the antenna, which I haven't used for years because I basically use a TV for Netflix, never for actual TV. So I don't even know why bother having this cable. It looks like it could have burned the whole thing. Anyway, my wife told me it's probably still with warranty on it. So since I'm the organizational freak that I am, I happen to have all my bills organized, and I find it in minutes. And I decided not to take the extended warranty, so it's not under warranty anymore. But I bought it in a store that actually claims being able to help you repair and fix your items. So that's, they want to stay away from the whole consumerism trend out there and explain how you can fix items. So I go on their website. It's super straightforward. I log in because I bought it. I have an account with them. I didn't buy it online. I bought it in the store 5-6 years ago, but still I have an account. No idea why. So I log in. That's the beauty of Google. Still remembers your login and password, even though you're not sure you have an account in the first place. And then I go to support, and within seconds, I find the TV I bought 5 years ago with the reference number along multiple other items. And then on the support page, I just need to give the reference number, choose within a pickup list, which is the items on that bill that has a problem, my TV, great. And then I go through a very simple process and I say, here you got two options. Option one, for 39 euros, what is that? 45 bucks US dollars, roughly. For 39 euros, we're going to have a technician call you and try to help you fix it. You just need to have a screwdriver, paper, a couple of tools with you. We'll let you pick a date and time, and we'll help you out. Or for 89 bucks, $95, give or take, we're going to have someone go to your house and actually open it and fix it. Now, what's going to happen is, if they can fix it, then they fix it beautifully. If something is broken and we need to replace something, they're going to give you a quote, and then that's for you to accept or refuse a quote. If you accept it, the original fee is going to be deducted from that quote. You already paid for it.
Nice.
We'll send that person back.
And so far, I think it's wonderful. Clearly, it's not going to go like it sounds.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I decided to go with the phone option. I know the phone is not going to work because how on earth is that going to fix my TV without touching it? But I decided to go with the phone option because I'm thinking if that's something somehow common and they know exactly what piece to replace, I'd rather not arrange a schedule for someone to come, open the TV, tell me one piece needs to be replaced, and then organize the same person to come again in the future. I'd rather do it by phone the first time and then he comes the second time. But before doing so, while I'm doing the booking thing, I read the terms and conditions, which kudos to them. They make it incredibly simple and straightforward, not 50 pages of terms and conditions. Just here's the bullet points of important things you may want to be aware of. Very short sentences, not long paragraphs. And basically the story is, if we can fix it, beautiful. $39 is fixed. If you need to replace a piece, we'll give you a quote, you accept or you reject. If we cannot fix it or you reject to change whatever piece, In that case, you can ask for a full refund. So we got the call after 2 minutes of the usual. Are you sure the TV's plugged in? Are you sure there are
Which you
batteries
have
in the
to do.
controller? The guy say, "Well, sorry, but the only thing I can do is to actually come to your home and try to figure it out." So I say, "Okay, before we do that, what would be the best case scenario and worst case scenario? What could have happened to that TV that would have burned the whole thing?" And he tell me, well, worst case scenario is going to be probably $800 to repair that piece plus manpower and all of this is probably a $1,000 bill, which is more expensive than the TV itself
Yeah, I was going to
5 years
say, you
ago.
might as well buy a new one at that point.
And best case scenario is probably a couple of $100. And I'm just thinking, I'm not a lucky man. Whenever I get something, I usually lose. So it's probably going to be on the north, not on the south of that price range. But even if it's on the lower end, it's probably going to be around $300 after I add everything in. For TV that's 5 years old, probably not worth it. So you know what? Thank you for your help, but I'd like to cancel and I'd like to get my money back. The guy say, no problem. We'll get you your money back. So I say, am I going to receive an email or something confirming that? Because I love promises, but I'd rather have something concrete to rely on.
Right.
Say, no, sorry, it's just, I'm passing it on to our finance department. You'll get your money back in a few days' time. So we hang up, and a couple of days later, not heard from anyone. I haven't seen my money back, so I start sending messages to the support. And 3-4 days later, still no responses, but I check on my bank account and the money was actually back in the account. And that's the whole story from end to end. Maybe the final piece is I've decided not to have a TV for the foreseeable future. Don't want to be bothered buying a new one. But back to the point that TV's broken, website experience fantastic. They promised they would pay me back. They did pay me back. The only thing that was lacking is kind of the confirmation email I was expecting, and probably the fact they never responded to my support inquiry. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I never received an answer. But except for that, smooth experience, even though I don't have a TV anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm just posing it here for you to define what to do with that story.
Well, you started saying it was bad. I mean, I guess it's bad. Let's assume there was a lightning strike and your television blew up. That's bad. But from what the company did standpoint, they gave you a couple of pretty reasonably priced support options that were flexible. I mean, it sounds like it was a little silly that they're like, they check 4 things and they're okay, we need to bring somebody out. So the whole $39 remote thing, I guess that weeds out people who have a problem with their television because it's not plugged in. But that still seems kind of pointless. Why wouldn't you just do the $89 version?
So a couple of elements on this. I think first of all, they do every appliances from your vacuum to your light to, so there are plenty of reasons where plenty of scenarios where actually the phone could be enough. And second thing is the problem with my TV is it doesn't turn on anymore. But it could be I can fix my channels, and if the TV does turn on, you might actually be able through the phone to tell, okay, you have to click this item in the menu. So it does make sense.
Your case, it didn't fit real well, but other cases it would. And
correct.
The fact that your repair costs or your consultation costs could go towards the repair, I think that's good. Seems like they were the scheduling of having people either come or do it was reasonable. This sounds like a pretty good experience to me, honestly. I guess before I pass it back to you, the question I would have for you, because this is the bottom line, you're now faced with buying a new TV. You had one that's 5 years old. That's pretty close to common lifespan for a TV anyway. You're, this one died for reasons that wasn't shoddy manufacturing. It doesn't sound like. So my question is, based on this experience, is that the first place you would go to look for a TV?
So, two things. First, let's disagree on a TV's lifetime. My parents have been using the same TV for over 20 years downstairs and over 12 years upstairs in their home. So, 5 years is pretty short. But if that was really lightning, there's
and
just so much you
my
can do about
in-laws
it.
were the same, and we have the TV that they had for 10 years in our bedroom, and it still works fine. So yeah,
Right.
I but I that
But to your point, 100%. I have been going there. Actually, the thing is, it's either I go on Amazon or I go there. And if I want to browse item, if I want to ask questions, if I want to, touch the item, get a better sense of is it heavy, is it handy, and all of that, I'll go to their store. For most other things, I'm gonna buy it online. But here's it just convinced me. You know what? I was even ready for a battle. I was ready to go at war. When I read on their website, if we can fix it, we pay you back. We're going to test that. And I was so sure they would not pay it back, and I was ready to fight that thing off. They paid it. I was almost disappointed. The service was great. I had nothing to complain about. So, no, fantastic service. I'm definitely going back there.
well, I mean, I certainly don't think this is a wall of fame story, but I don't think there's anything bad in this story. Other than you bought a TV that wasn't lightning proof, but that not much.
And
Those don't exist.
And then, yeah, well, no, I don't even blame them for that. I don't blame them for not fixing it for free. I refused the extended warranty. That was probably even quite cheap at the time, but I didn't see the point of doing that. So I honestly, great. You know what? What I think I love the most about this is they sold the TV. And while most stores will help you buy a new one, those ones actually try to help you fix it. And if they can't, they don't even charge you for it. I find I don't know if they make much money out of it, but at least they are building trust with companies. Because I'm definitely going back there.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's a victory for them. And honestly, I think it's good for you because you've had your stroller buying experiences. I've had my TV buying experiences. I assume if they're supportive that way after the purchase, that you can probably get people who can really help you sort through the myriad of features that may or may not matter that you're going to get when you look at a list of what a TV does. So I like these guys. I would give them a big thumbs up.
Perfect. I had no idea where I was going with that story, but I'm glad it brought us here. It's actually a great example, something to follow. And that's back to, I can't remember which stories I was, but a few weeks ago we were talking about the importance of looking at that was your spa experience. The importance of looking at the entire journey. It's not just the product or the service. It's how you get there, and it's what happens afterwards. And that's a perfect example. They might have been great at selling me the product, but if they are not good at the customer service and the repairing and the follow-up and all of that, they're going to lose me along the way. Here, the entire journey was actually very pleasant, and that's probably why they're going to get my business again.
It's striking how many brick and mortar retail companies are going out of business, and a lot of it is the cost of running that business compared to Amazon or something purely online is so high. They've clearly taken a path of not trying to cut costs down to nothing, but to differentiate on service, to make it an experience such that the last thing you'd want to do is go to Amazon when you want to go talk to somebody about the TVs and all of that. So I hope these guys do well. It seems like they've chosen a path that is very customer centric, and it would be nice for that to work, to see that work.
I agree. Well, thank you so much for helping me go through that story and giving me some additional feedback on that one. Hopefully next week I could do the same with you.
All right, I have some troubles in my past, so we'll definitely have something to talk about.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Max. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you next week then.
All right. Well, have a wonderful evening and look forward to it. Bye.
Bye.